Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
The universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait, the earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall. We built the pyramids. Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a big bang.
Moment of inertia is a mass for rotational motion. It depends on mass, axis of rotation, and radius. In other words, it is the resistance to change in rotational motion. The torque formula has moment of inertia, represented by I. Tau, torque is a force, I is moment of inertia, the mass, and alpha is angular acceleration, which is simply the acceleration needed. This formula is related to Newton's second law of motion, where F equals ma, F being force, m being mass, and a being acceleration. The formula for moment of inertia is I equals mr squared, I representing moment of inertia, m representing the mass of the object, r representing the radius or distance from the axis of rotation. Moving along, we can use momentum and angular momentum to show the relationship between I and omega. Momentum's equation is mv, or mass times velocity, and angular momentum is I times omega, where omega is angular velocity. We can see the relationship visually. Therefore, the smaller the moment of inertia, the faster the angular velocity. On the other hand, the larger the moment of inertia, the slower the angular velocity.
Televisa presenta
Helicópter, helicópter.
What up, I'm Snoop, and I'll be explaining the video demonstrations. What Juliana and Sophie was doing by moving the masses in and out was changing the rotational inertia of their bodies with the masses out. A fair amount of mass was distributed. At the beginning, they had a large rotational inertia and a relatively small angular velocity. When they pulled their arms in, their rotational inertia went way down, and their angular velocity went way up in order to keep the product of the two a constant.
Manager, this is the greatest day of my life!
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand. Ocean man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip. Ocean man, the crust of a tan man and by the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man, can you see through the wonder of amazement at the